The biggest threat to America right now isn't what you think. It's media bias. They aren't chasing the truth. They're chasing money and serving political masters. We break down the spin so you could think for yourself. Okay, let's take a look at this 2.5-minute CNN clip and see if we can spot the media bias.
You write, there are tens of millions of Americans who aren't on the hard left or the hard right who feel the world has gone mad. So in what ways has the world gone mad?
Well, you know, when you have the chief reporter on the beat of COVID for the New York Times talking about how questioning or pursuing the question of the lab leak is racist, the world has gone mad. When you're not able to say out loud and in public that there are differences between men and women, the world has gone mad. When we're not allowed to acknowledge that rioting is rioting and it is bad, and that silence is not violence, but violence is violence, the world has gone mad. When we're not able to say that Hunter Biden's laptop is a story worth pursuing, the world has gone mad. When, in the name of progress, young school children, as young as kindergarten, are being separated in public schools because of their race, and that is called progress rather than segregation, the world has gone mad. There are dozens of examples that I could share with you and with your viewers. And
you often say, you say
everyone
aloud.
Everyone sort of knows this. And
you say we're not allowed, we're not able.
Between...
Who's the people stopping the conversation? Who are they?
People that work at networks, frankly, like the one I'm speaking on right now, who try and claim that, you know, it was racist to investigate the lab leak.
Okay, did you catch that smirk he did? This is, who is this? This is Brian Stelter. There's no reason for a professional news anchor to get that little smirk. And we all know what CNN did during the Hunter Biden laptop. They like most left-wing media, tried to play it off as a Russian disinformation, even though it was pretty much 100% what it was. Whether you believe there was crimes in it or not, that's not the story. But did you see how he kind of tried to dismiss it with that little smirky thing and pretend like CNN wasn't deeply involved in censorship? All right, let's finish this up real quick.
Theory. It was,
but
I mean,
who
let's
said
just
that
take
at
an
CNN?
example.
But I'm just saying that when you say allowed, I just think it's a provocative thing you say. You say we're not allowed to talk about these things, but they're all over the internet. I can Google them. I can find them everywhere. I've heard about every story you mentioned. Of course. So I'm just suggesting, of course, people are allowed to cover whatever they want to cover.
But you and
Okay, a professional newscaster would know that people are getting banned from social media for lots of things in that area, including the Hunter Biden laptop. And let's not forget how bad the censorship got around the topics of COVID. Yes, there was tons of disinformation, but it was on both sides. And CNN was knee-deep in a lot of that.
And I both know, and it would be delusional to claim otherwise, that touching your finger to an increasing number of subjects that have been deemed third rail by the mainstream institutions and increasingly by some of the tech companies will lead to reputational damage, perhaps you losing your job, your children sometimes being demonized as well. And so what happens is a kind of internal self-censorship. This is something that I saw over and over again when I was at the New York Times.
Okay, see, that was quick and easy, and I did do a Google search, and this is according to Google, not me. Brian Stelter coverage. In October 2020, Stelter characterized the New York Post story as a classic example of the right-wing media machine and questioned its authenticity on air, suggesting the emails could be made up. He later acknowledged in 2022 that the story was legitimate and that the real problem was the Bidens. So he himself is guilty of what he's trying to deny. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish up right there for today. I want to thank you all for joining me. If you could like and subscribe, I'm going to try and get more videos out because the most dangerous thing in America right now is a biased media. So let's take back our airwaves. Thanks for joining me today as we fight back against media bias. If you would do me a huge favor, like it, subscribe, and join me in the next video.